Hi guys, welcome back. It's Imti. I've got two V8 engines here. This, 36,000 miles, we've just purchased it. The guy I bought it from bought the engine in December from Quarry Motors. We work closely with Quarry Motors, so we do buy some parts of them, so we know the engine is 30. This V8 here, as we spoke about last time, you can see it's all bent, the crank has snapped. Now before I write this engine off, guys, completely, I did say it's scrap. Let's see how bad it actually is. So what we're going to do in the beginning of this episode is take this intermediate sump off. My intentions are to get the crank out, have a look how bad the damage is. I mean, we could potentially rebuild this V8, and if we can, we will. So let's go. Okay, so now we've removed everything that's attached to the intermediate sump. We're going to go ahead, remove the intermediate sump and gain access to the crankshaft itself. Get it out. Let's see how bad it is. We're going to undo these T45 bolts here, a series of them. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever had an intermediate sump off, but it's quite a cool design. When we go to put this back on, if we rebuild it, you basically inject like the sealant in, and it goes around from this side here. I'll show you when it's off, but so yeah, what we're going to do is remove a ring of those bolts, T45s, the main journal bolts, the 13s here and the E14s, and then it should lift off. So let's get on with it. Okay, so I've left the array of the other bolts in there. It's ready to come off with the help of a little bit of a twist now from the rest of the T45s, which are probably just on by one turn. Now, although the inside of the intermediate sump has been damaged because of the way the crankshaft has caught it, it's left a gouge in it. We could machine that out, and when you put a new crankshaft in, that shouldn't affect it. My main concern is, has it caught the journals? And I mean, even if it has, so these are your journals where the crankshaft spins on, and that's essentially your big end bearings. There, look, they're your big, they're your main bearings. Okay, now to be honest, they don't look that bad, apart from this one looks a bit crap, feels a bit crap. But the main thing is, has it spanned the journals behind it? Although we can get one of these, they are expensive, but they're not like, you know, you can still get one of them. Let's go in now and have a look and see if the actual block is damaged. The good thing now is we should be able to move this, I say that, with the help of a tool. Once we put the 4 bolts in, we should be able to move the crank now, take out the big end caps and lift the crank out and see just how bad it is. But if you look at that bearing there, oof. It's a shame, innit, that crank's actually snapped. If the crankshaft had never snapped there, this is the only reason this is jammed is because the crank has decided to go, or the other way around. but I'm hoping when we take this off the block's okay. If the block is okay, guys, it's a new crank. And we've got a running V8. We can build it back up and we might have saved this. So when I said earlier this is scrap, we don't know yet, 100%. We will know in a minute. But right, let's do that then. Let's get the rest of these big end caps off, right? And let's see. Right.
From being pulled through before they have a chance to
help. Right, move it back.
Intricacies is gonna do its shit.
Fuck it. And that's what a cracked crank looks like. The crank is in two halves. There's the main bearing. Broken crankshaft, there it is. Last time I put these on, you know what happened.
I took the piss out of you.
Are you filming?
Yeah.
Right, last time I put these on, shit's about to go down. I need to see if this engine, the block, is okay, right? And in order to do that, I need to take this quarter of a crankshaft that's left out off. I'm not turning this engine over and taking the head off. I'm going to cut the chains because we're going to be putting new chains on and it's going to have a new crank. So anything I'm about to do, don't try it at home, and it's done within a controlled environment. Let's do it. So we've took the other part of the crank out. There it is on the floor. About 27% of the crankshaft is in half. This main bearing is bananaed, and that is the block. I personally think it's definitely scrap now. You cannot repair this. Steve begs to differ, don't you, Steve? Ah, see, pussy, now you take your words back, don't you then? That has officially been emptied, so now this block is finished. I don't think there's a machine shop who'll repair that. The reason for that is, it's not only gouged in, it seems like it's squashed as well, either side. So if you look at it from the top, it's bent where it's caught the main bearing. So that block is effed, basically. Unfortunately, yeah, that's the end of this engine. There is bits we can use off it, like the con rods are still okay. I mean, I was hoping that the block is not damaged, so we can just get another crank, rebuild it, and you got yourself a good engine. But it's not going to be economically viable to do that. A new block is around £13,000. That's expensive. So we're not going to be doing that. You can get a whole M3 for that much. So yeah, onwards and upwards. We are going to strip it now, more of the ancillaries, put them on to our new engine, get it back into the M3, get it running, and then I've got a surprise for you. So that's the crankshaft out in two pieces. The fate of this block now lies in the hands of some engineering firm out there, which I'm going to have to find. If they can repair this, which I highly doubt it will be okay. If not, it will be scrap. The good thing is we can still use like the pistons and the con rods and the heads and things like that. I don't think the block is repairable because of this gouge. It's just, it's bad. But not all is bad because there's a beautiful shiny V8. That's it for this episode. Join us in the next episode when we're going to be taking the bottom end of that apart and doing the notorious rod bearings. See you for the next episode, guys.